First thing I'd like to do is thank everybody for being here on this wonderful night we have here. My name is Al Manganello, American Legion Post Manager for the past 40 years. I'd like to thank all of you for being here, like I say. It means a lot to the veterans of Medfield. Every year we set aside Veterans Day to honor all the men and women who have served our country in uniform. We celebrate veterans from generations of the past. We welcome the new generation of veterans, home from the war. And we thank our future veterans, still active, serving home and abroad. To all our veterans from Medfield, we gather here now to thank you for everything you've done for your country. God bless you and your families. Happy Veterans Day. Presentation of colors. Honor guard. Pin. Hut. Let everybody do their Pledge of Allegiance with me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Order arms. I'd like Ron Griffin to take the mic. He's going to give you an update on the Vietnam Memorial additions.
Good evening and welcome. My name is Ron Griffin, and I am a member of the Committee to Study Memorials. Many of you probably do not know about this town committee, but it is the committee that is responsible for all the memorials here at Baxter Park. These memorials are the result of enormous volunteer efforts and the generous donations of so many. The committee raises funds and plans all of what we see here tonight. Our members of the committee include Richard DeSorga, David Temple, Jane Lomax, and Michelle Doucette. I would also like to recognize past members of the committee: Paul Curran, Jerry Doucette, Marshall Chick, Robert Kingsman, Patricia Walsh, Frank Iafola, and Rob Gregg. Baxter Park is on town property, and the grounds are maintained by the Park and Rec Department under the direction of Kevin Ryder. It is Brian Schools who manicures and maintains the grounds, and yes, he's the one who removed all the leaves for us tonight, but could not stop the rain. The committee's most recent project was to update the names of the Vietnam Memorial. This is the 40th anniversary of the end of the Vietnam War. While the end of the war was always clearly defined as May 7th, 1975, the beginning date has been officially changed from August 5th, 1964 to February 28th, 1961. So the date on our memorial now reflects those new dates. The names in the memorial represent all those who served during that time and were claimed the town of Medfield as their home of record at the time of their enlistment or their re-enlistment. Over time, omitted names are identified. This is the third update to the memorial, and it includes 42 new names. It is now my honor to read those names being added and memorialized tonight. Kevin A. Given, Kenneth C. Allen, Stephen J. Alley, Michael E. Back, Robert J. Bridges, Richard W. Buckley, Michael E. Burgess, William J. Callahan, Calachan, Kenneth S. Clive, David W. Cook, Rodney L. Cook, Jeffrey S. Kuhn, Richard M. Devins Jr., Harold R. Economos, Laura Forsythe, J. W. B. Frank, John F. Ganley Jr., Stephen H. Janney, Kenneth F. Joden, David A. Kegwin, David M. Kenyon, George W. Knowles, Jr., Ralph G. Knowles, John J. Larissy, Peter R. Langevin, Stephen K. Lawson, Craig Magnuson, Carl H. Magnuson, David S. Newhall, William F. O'Neill, Thomas H. Rogers, Edward P. Roy, Paul F. Shea, Bruce H. City, Thomas H. Sloan III, Joseph J. Smith, Peter B. Squires, Arthur R. Stagg Jr., Robert A. Van Watt Jr., Arthur W. Walker, Susan E. Winters, and Karen J. Woodlock. Now I'd like to introduce the commander of the American Legion, Paul Galafaro, and he will have his remarks for you.
Welcome to tonight's ceremony, and thank you for attending. Your presence is ever so important as it affirms a tribute to all those who served and to their families. Today we celebrate and honor all those who answered the call to serve. Most Americans profess to truly love our veterans, especially at gatherings like this on Veterans Day. As while their feelings are usually sincere, it is important to remember that veterans are defending us 365 days a year. The heroism that has been demonstrated time and again by veterans from the American Revolution to the global war on terrorism is sometimes unnoticed by those of us who enjoy the security that their sacrifice has provided. Our debt to these heroes can never be repaid, but our gratitude and respect must last forever. This year marks 70 years since the end of World War II and 40 years since the end of Vietnam War. It also represents our 25th year in current conflicts. All the wars our country has been involved in have taken a tremendous toll on those who have served. For each conflict, we are quick to calculate the numbers who gave their life as well as those who received physical wounds. While these numbers stagger one's imagination, they pale in contrast to the undocumented injuries of those who thought to be undamaged. Sometimes this appears as a disease such as those caused by the use of Agent Orange. Sometimes it is in the memories of events that take control of the subconscious. Many veterans continue to serve, but in our prisons across this great country. They are often victims of the demons that can dominate their conscious actions, or perhaps get them medicated with alcohol or drugs to quiet them down. It can be of no surprise that the first signs of a veteran losing the war on demons is family trauma, or encounters with society's behavioral guidelines and their enforcers. We must ask ourselves, how does an American hero end up to be a derelict in our society? Today we don't know the answer, but we have to at least ask the question. In Massachusetts, our law enforcement, our courts, and our prisons are beginning to recognize the issue and are moving forward to identify alternatives to incarceration. The American Legion is also pushing and supporting those incentives. As we leave tonight and go about our normal lives interacting with other citizens, I'd like you to remember General George Washington's famous quote, "When we assume the soldier, we do not lay aside the citizen." Again, thank you for joining us this evening.
I'm back. Everybody still with us? Okay, we're halfway there. Thank you for coming. Right now, we're going to remember all the deceased that we have lost here in Medfield in the last year. Okay? I just want to do a moment of silence for them. Then I will read your names. Their names, excuse me. American Legion members deceased in the last year: William Nurse, Phil Meter, Jack Peterson, James O'Brien, Leo Surratt, Everett Duffy Dua. Area of Medfield Veterans deceased in the last year: Summer Lewis, Mario Apollotti Sr., Jay Hughes, John Driscoll, John Harvey, Guy DeMori, Robert Foster, George Mercer, Francis Cinciardi, Charles Nolan, Russell Nilsson, John Gorman, Richard Garnett, John Quinn, Fred Simpson, Joseph Beauregard, Charles Burns III, Lawrence Skavinsky, Anthony Devlin, and Thomas Sloan Jr. We also lost 2 members of the Medfield Legion Auxiliary, Nancy Bravo and Gladys Shea. Okay. Color guard, you go to attention, please. We'll now play taps. Okay, the service officer, Ron Griffin, is going to give us a quick prayer. Then we're going to have everybody by their flags. I almost knocked them out. Stand behind your flags, and we're going to raise all those flags behind us.
I'd like us to have just a moment of reflection. Bless those who served are serving in our armed forces. Bless those who serve and protect our communities. Bless those who cry out for the peace in times of war. Bless those who speak of love in time of hate. Bless those who move with courage in times of fear. Bless those who stand for justice in times of retribution. Bless those who keep the faith in times of uncertainty. Bless those who seek out good in times of evil. Bless those who believe in life in times of death. Bless all of you here tonight. Thank you.
Can we now have any veterans out there come up here, and we're going to raise all the flags behind me. I just want to take a moment to thank the Medfield Legion Auxiliary for all the luminaries they did, all the work they did here out in the rain and drizzle this afternoon. Michelle Doucette especially, and all the girls that helped her, and her brother, I believe, and everybody else. Thank you, and thank you again for everybody for coming. We'll get these flags raised.
The preceding was a production of Medfield TV.